So today we will be solving the 739 daily temperatures question. In this question, they have given us the temperatures array of daily temperatures, and we have to return an array answer such that the answer I is the number of days you have to wait after the ith day to get a warmer temperature. So basically, warmer temperature is the temperature that is greater than the previous temperature. So suppose we have 73 here. If there is any value that is greater than 73, then that value will be considered as the warmer temperature. So we can see there is 74. So the difference between two of the things is only 1 day. So we have add 1 day in the resultant value. Similarly, between 74 and 75, there's only 1 day difference. But when we come at 75, 71 is less than 75, so this is not warmer. 69 is also not warmer. 72 is also not warmer, but 76 is greater than 75. So in this way, we can see that the total difference between 75 and 76 is 4 days. That's why we have result 4. Similarly, for 71, 72 is greater. So between 71 and 72, there is the difference between 2 days. Okay, there is one more thing. If there is no future day for which this is possible, keep answer I equal to 0 instead. What does it means if we didn't find any temperature that is warmer than the previous one, then we will keep that value 0 instead. So how we can approach this problem? So first we will be using brute force approach, and then we will use the optimize approach. So in brute force approach, we can iterate through every element. First, we will run outer loop, which will target it at this element, and then we will run inner loop, which will iterate through each element until it finds the warmer temperature than this one. If it finds the warmer temperature at the first iteration, then simply it will update the result array with the both of these indexes. The indexes of this array are are depicting as the days difference. So we will simply minus these, let's say I minus j. We will simply minus this array and update our resultant array, and then we will break this so that it can jump to next iteration 74, and then again inner loop will jump through run through complete loop. So this is our brute force approach. It will see through each element, but the time complexity of this approach is big of n square. Because for a worst case, we can say each warmer temperature will be at this iteration. How we can optimize this approach? Okay, so we can use a stack here to track of each element. Okay, let me build a stack here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm going to build the resultant array also. Okay, so I'm going to try run how it's going to work mistake if we build this. So let's say we are at the first value and our stake is empty. If our stake is empty, we will not check the condition. We will simply append that value in our stake 73. Our first iteration will be always like this. Now it is at 74. Our for loop I is at 74. If 74 is greater than 73, then what we should do, we should simply minus both of these indexes and update in our resultant array. Here it is 1, it is 0. So it will become 1 minus 0, 1. And we will pop 73 here and append our 74 element here so that we can check this element for next iteration. Now when we are at 75, 75 is also greater than 74. So we will update here 1 and we will pop 74 and 75 will be added into our array. Now 75 is also completed. Now we are at 71. 71 is not greater than 75, so we simply append that 71 in our stack, and 69 is also not greater than 71. We will append that value in our stack. Remember one thing, we will always check the stack minus one element, top element of the stack. In previous iteration, we have 71. Now we have 69 at the top. Now we are at 72. 72 is greater than 69. So what we should do, 72 index is 5 and 69 index is 4. 5 minus 4, 1. So we will simply append at the fourth index the value of the 5 minus 4, 1 at the fourth index. And then we will pop it. Now 72 is also greater than 71. So this also works the same. So 72, 5, 71 is 3. 5 minus 2, 2. And the index is 3. So it will become 2 here. And we will pop it. Now 72 is not greater than 75. So we will simply add this in our stack. Now we are at the 76. 76 is greater than 72. The distance between them is only 1. So we will update the now result. We will pop 72. Now at our top of the stack, we have only 75. 76, 76 is also greater than 75. We will calculate the days or distance. Here 75 is at 2 and 76 is at 6. 6 minus 2, 4. So we will update 4 here and we will pop. Now our stack is empty. So we will simply add the 76 value in our stack. Now it will be at 73. 73 is not greater than 76, so our condition will become false. So it will add 73 here. Now all our array has been iterated completely. We will simply return our result array. But our two elements are empty. But at the start, we will initialize our array with 0 so that if it keeps that condition in mind. Now I'm going to clear all my drawing and I'm going to first write the brute force approach. So we have to initialize result array with the length of temperatures. In this way, we will have the array will consist of all zeros of same length as temperature, and we will iterate through the temperatures array minus one, because we have to stop it at the second last position because we are running inner loop, so that it doesn't become out of bound. For j in range, and our inner loop will be starting from, if I is at 73, then j will be at 74. So we will simply use I is 1, and then we will use temperatures here because the inner loop will be run till the last element. Here we will check if temperature j is greater than temperature I. That means we have found the warmer temperature. We will simply append result I because we are iterating this element. We consider each outer loop element as our compare element. So we will update I value j minus I. And if test work for all cases, then we will simply return result. Let me run this part. Unsupported type. Okay, so range. Okay, I have unused length here. I also you have to use length here. Also, I can use n and initialize length temperature here, but we will see that next time. Okay, so wrong answer. Interesting. What we are doing wrong? 65443 I think. Let me see the code again. Okay, so what we are doing on here, what I'm going to type just x one set. Okay, so remember we talk about as soon as we found the element, we have to break the loop. Otherwise, it's going to run for every next element and which is greater than the first one, and it will subtract the greater index value with the less one. That's why we have the incorrect answer. Now, so now all our test cases have been passed. So this was the brute force approach. Now I'm going to optimize it using stack. So I'm going to declare this stack here, and then I'm going to iterate through our array. So this is the outer loop. So if our stack is empty, then we have to simply append our element into stack. So remember, we have to keep two things in mind. We have to keep the element and their index, and then we will run here one while loop. We will first check if the stack is not empty and our stack dot minus one element means our top element, and we have here the two values. So we will compare zero value, first value, because I will be index. If this is less than our temperature I, that means temperature I is greater. We have found the warmer temperature. So what we should do is to simply pop that element from the state, and there are two values, value and index. We will add that here, and then we will append simply result I is equal to index minus I. So I believe there is one thing which is still pending. So remember, I is always greater than index because index is the previous element. So we simply index here and we will do minus and 1 from it. Okay, so there is some error. Okay, let me see the code again. I have to update at I. Okay, so here should be reducing like now. Let me see. Okay, so the reason for using index here because when we found that this bomber temperature is greater than the previous one, then we have to use the previous value index because we have to update it this value. That's why we have used index here. Now I'm going to submit the code. So here it is, our question. I hope you understand this approach. See you next time. Bye bye.